Hello there. Are you confident? What do you think the answer to that question could be? Some people feel it naturally, and some people just have to think about it, and some people know instinctively that maybe they don't have enough of what they want. And they feel that nervousness or that anxiety that's creeping up in their bones every time they're in stressful or potentially nervous or situations. So let's break it down a little bit and see how we can develop more confidence naturally. First of all, what is confidence? Well, I've looked it up because I always like to start with the definition. The dictionary says it's a feeling of consciousness of one's power or a reliance on one's circumstances. It also says a faith or belief that one will act in a right, proper, or effective way. And then there are other parts of confidence that is being addressed, but they have more to do with trusting people and speaking in confidence, etc. So we don't really go down that road. I don't think it's that relevant. But first of all, let's find out what is it really all about. Confidence has a lot to do with knowledge, understanding. If you understand a situation, if you understand yourself, if you understand your environment, if you understand people, then you will naturally be more confident. People lacking confidence are generally the ones that feel that they don't know much about this given situation they're in. That they feel that they're not prepared, they're not ready, they haven't got the knowledge that it takes to just sail right through this particular scenario or situation and feel totally in control. So, what is the remedy out of this? How do we change this? Well, it's a very simple thing, actually. Dedicate a little time every day to study, not studying technical manuals or reading novels, studying how the mind works. And if you can understand how the mind works, you can understand yourself, you can understand as a consequence everybody and everything around you. It's a beautiful concept. Once that happened to me, that I fully understand how the mind worked after so many years of thinking I knew something, I discovered that I didn't know anything. And once I started studying, oh gosh, everything changed. I start to see everybody with different eyes, and I'm totally relaxed in certain situations that would normally cause me to be more stressed or even perhaps be anxious. So, study is the key. Study the human mind, study how success is built, study on how you function. Second is if you have a certain skill in a matter, then you'll feel confident. Let's say you're an expert on a certain subject matter. That really helps you. And I'm not just talking about the mind here. I'm talking about anything. Let's say you're an expert on Formula One race driving, for example, and you know everything there is to know about it. Every race driver, every technical aspect, every rule. And then that gives you immense confidence to talk easily about the subject matter. It's a certain skill that you have. Any particular skill that you're really good at will give you confidence. Another way, and I've talked about that in other video episodes and in a webinar as well, is how you can create power confidence is by creating an experience. You see, if your subconscious mind has a fallback experience of a situation and can relate to it, then automatically you don't feel anxiety. That means you feel confidence. You feel that you don't need to stress. There is no fight or flight required. There is no stress response. You're totally relaxed because you know that you can fall back on this experience. You've done it before. It didn't kill you. You worked right through it. You were successful at the end, and everything turned out fine. You're not worried. Basically, this is what sits in your paradigm. It's an experience. Now, in my webinar on how to create a life of freedom, I show people on how to develop these experiences synthetically so that you can just relax in any given situation that you've prepared. And now you've got the knowledge, you've got the skill, and you've got the experience to just let it go because your subconscious will act automatically with that situation that you've stored in the subconscious mind. The fact that you created it synthetically is irrelevant. Subconscious mind cannot make any differentiation between a real experience or a synthetic one. You just have to make it so real in your mind with so much um, sensual kind of add-ons that it becomes a real experience. It's not difficult, but it does require a little bit of practice. Here are some other solutions that I have personally used, found, helped me over the years, done a little bit of research on, etc. One of the great methods that you can use is the alter ego technique. It's like you want to act like a particular person that you know is always confident or acts confidently in situations that you want to be equally confident in. I'll give you a very, very simple example. I mean, it's a bit stereotyped, but I think everybody can relate to it, especially if you're male. People always believe that James Bond, this character in the novels by Ian Fleming as well as the movies, he's always super confident. He's always acting like he knows what he's doing. Nothing can ever make him nervous. He's never afraid of anything. So if you then pretend that you're this person in a given potentially stressful or anxious situation, then you can bridge that situation easily and think, oh, well, how would that person do it? Well, that's how I'm going to do it. So you kind of fake it. It's a kind of way of pretending to be someone else. And it's not a very deep or long lasting method, but it'll get you over certain situations quite nicely. Another one is that I've talked about in a webinar called How to Create a Life of Freedom is visualization. You can visualize potentially stressful situation in advance. I used to use this technique in my aviation career as a pilot when I was constantly in the simulator being checked. And I can create the simulator scenarios in my mind beforehand, thereby creating a fake experience for my subconscious mind upon which it can then fall upon, and it just spools up that experience. And it really is very real. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's truly real or what you've just created and stored in the subconscious. All it knows, it needs something as a guidance because it doesn't like uncertainty. Subconscious mind is there to create comfort for you and safety. And this comfort and safety translates into repetitive behavior. If you can find an experience you can relate to, you will feel automatically relaxed. There's no threat. There's no need to be anxious because that's really an expression of fear. And that situation is what you get when you don't know what to expect, right? So since you've already created that experience, you know the outcome already, you've created it and it's there, subconscious relates to it. Beautiful way of just being very calm and relaxed about something. And that gives you confidence. Now, something else that I really enjoy doing, but it requires a little bit of creativity every now and then, is to try something new every day. Practice feeling a little bit out of your comfort zone every day. And that really causes you to believe that, yeah, you can do anything. You already know rationally that you can do anything. And I'm telling you, you can do anything. But your subconscious needs to also learn that it can deal with new experiences all the time. And that becomes normal. And it's okay. And nothing ever threatens it because it really doesn't like changes and it's there to protect you. And that's really the main reason for this whole subconscious mind. It's to protect you and to drive this engine of yours that into action, this physical body. Now, trying something new really causes confidence. So feel also that you are enough. A lot of people are suffering self-worth issues. And if you don't believe that you're enough, and if you're not worthy of the success that you crave and that you want to have, or the love or the respect or the attention, then you are always going to feel anxious. And that anxiety is automatically the opposite of confidence, right? Would you agree? So you really don't want that. You need to work on that idea that you are worthy. You're worthy of everything that you want because you are. The funny thing is, we don't know that, of course, because we've forgotten, but it is the way we were born. We were born totally confident. Nobody can tell a baby that it can't walk. It doesn't care. It's going to try to walk. Even if it keeps falling, it's going to try and walk. And that's just all built into your natural DNA. It's your birthright to be confident about everything that you have. We just started adding more experiences into our path that make us feel less and less and less worthy because of situations that are no longer valuable and no longer valid at this time, that we can question, throw into the bin, start over and say, well, we are worthy of everything that we desire because it's your birthright. You were born with that ability. You were born with that confidence, and that confidence is just there. It's just dusted up and full of covers and other things that you put on top of it to remove that light. You can bring that light out. Just reaffirm to yourself that you are worthy of all the things that you wish. It's a very simple yet very powerful concept, and a lot of people are suffering from that. More people are than what we, I think, are generally aware of. The next thing that I think is really, really helpful, and it's just a way of life, really. It's to develop an attitude of gratitude. It's something I had to learn quite late in life. I wasn't that connected to my heart. I was very much someone who was always using my conscious abilities to try and reason everything. And that kind of didn't help in the past to develop more gratitude. Only when I started to feel grateful for little things and then for bigger things, did these little things and bigger things start to appear more and more in my life. And you'll be amazed of how that works on your confidence, because when you start to believe in the system, you believe that you are actually causing the effect of good things happening to you. That gives you confidence. You are the expression of the law of cause and effect. Emerson said it's the law of laws, and it really is. Everything can be related somehow to cause and effect. And as you start to believe that your grateful attitude will help you develop, bring more good things into your life, so it will be. These good things will also put your mind at ease, and that creates and enhances your confidence. It really is far more powerful than it sounds. So try it, do it every day. Write down 10 things in a confidence journal that you dedicate to writing those things in. Feel them. That's very important. You need to feel it. The next thing is that a lot of scientists and researchers and people in the medical profession have found that this ability to relax really helps to reset things and helps to bring new things to flow in your mind. This idea can be enhanced by meditation, massage, basically just taking time off, just taking time out during the workday, just to relax somewhere. Make an effort to find an activity, or sorry, not an activity, find something that you can do where you can just disconnect, something where you can relax. Learning to relax is far more important than what we give it room for. It's only in a relaxed state that you can learn things, that you can get better at things, that you can create the experiences that you want to create in your mind by visualization. Only in a relaxed state that you can think and create well. So meditation, massages, just time out is really useful. Another thing is become more aware on the way you talk, the words you use. You see, it can be very damaging. Somebody is always listening to you. And guess who that is? It's your subconscious mind. We do a lot of talking to ourselves. And the more we talk to ourselves in a negative way, the more we start to lose confidence. We lose our confidence because we start to criticize ourselves a lot. So many of us are harsh with ourselves. We set high standards and we can't achieve them. We get angry, we get frustrated with ourselves. We say unpleasant and horrible things, and these things all get stored in the subconscious. And guess what? It says, well, I'm not worthy, I'm not good. And your confidence just goes down the drain. Very, very important. Pay attention to your words, and use your conscious mind to reject words that are coming up, that are not helping you. You have that power. Just make a mental note and say delete or reject or whatever you may say, and make sure you don't internalize it. Don't feel these words. Even if you have a moment of frustration, try to just rationalize yourself out of them, reason yourself out of them and say, it's not that bad, it's okay, just calm down. Don't feel it. The moment you feel things, you really embed them in your subconscious, and it's much harder then to change. Very important what you say to yourself. And again, touching on that whole idea of gratitude and relaxation as well. We want to make sure that we are not harsh with ourselves. We want to make sure that we practice kindness with ourselves. Yeah. Very important. You need to have that kindness in order to enhance your self-worth. These things all add into that bigger basket of your confidence and gives you that security and assurance that you can deal with anything. But if you talk harshly to yourself, if you're not kind with yourself, if you beat yourself up, if you criticize yourself all the time, then that's going to really destroy your confidence. Here's another one that I like a lot, is learn to say no. No is a very powerful word. It's not selfish. You have to take care of number one. First, you have to be sure that you're strong before you can make other people feel good. Ultimately, that's what we want. Then we also want to learn to speak more slowly. The slower you speak, the less you are afraid that somebody might lose interest in what you say. It shows confidence. You are taking time, you're saying things slowly, and people will take notice. It shows that you're not afraid. You're not afraid to lose them or their attention. You are sure of what you're saying. It's really important. Try that. And as you practice that, you're also going to find that your speaking is more coherent, clear, and better, easier to understand. Walk tall. Beware of your body language. Your body language says 1,000 words and more. Sometimes somebody can be saying all sorts of things, but their body says something totally else. And we can read that right there and then. So practice standing tall. Look at your posture. Walk tall. You know, the funny thing is, this isn't pretending. You do that a few times and you're signaling to your subconscious mind that you respect yourself, that you are worthy, that you're not sort of hunching like you're trying to stay invisible. Your confidence will automatically be induced simply by you practicing to walk straight, walk with purpose, talk nice and confidently, speak well and speak positively about yourself and others, and your confidence will be positively impacted by all that. Very powerful. I can tell you, if you practice all these points, your confidence is going to rise. It might not be immediately. Visualization, for example, it takes time and it takes practice to get better at it. People get frustrated at it very quickly because it doesn't instantly give them results, or they might not be able to conjure up the images that they really want to develop. And yes, I know, I've been there, but I can assure you, practice it. I have a visualization checklist. I have a visioneering guide on my Facebook page. You find a reference there on my group page. And once you download that, you'll get some really, really helpful aid to create that visual experience that you want, which will create your reality. And these things will all help you to become more confident in your everyday life. I hope it helps. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.